I know you might think this video is a joke, but I'm being completely serious. ShiloSanders is a really good prospect who I think is being overlooked. Everyone thinks he's being hyped up because of who his brother and dad are, but in reality, Shilo is a great player and absolutely balled out at the Shrine Bowl, recording 6 tackles and a pass breakup. I think a lot of the doubt about Shilo stems from the fact that he's a lighter safety at 195 pounds and the fact that early in his college career, he would miss a lot of tackles because of it. But now, I don't think that's an issue, as in the second half of his senior season, Shilo really locked in and looked like a top prospect, rarely ever missing tackles or making coverage mistakes. This guy also had the second most forced fumbles in college football and the most tackles in the Pac-12 last year. So I don't think this guy's going to struggle wrapping up like we saw early in this season when he was shaking off some rust. He also has Deion's athleticism with his speed and agility, allowing him to cover lots of ground quicker than QBs expect and make a play on the ball, whether it's deflecting it or intercepting it. This leads to turnovers, which win games, and the stats back this up. In the last 2 years, Shilo has had 5 pass breakups, 5 forced fumbles, and an interception. He also has good instincts, which when combined with his great athleticism, allows him to read receivers' routes and predict what a QB is going to do. A lot of people wrote him off after the first half of this season, where to be honest, he didn't look great. But in the wise words of the Aura farmer Jalen Hurts, he ain't right back. Almost every critique I see about this guy online really frustrates me, because just tell me you stopped watching him after 5 games. His tackling has been listed as a concern, but in the second half of the season, he rarely missed tackles, and while he is still a little over-aggressive, I see that over-aggressiveness returning much more positive rather than negative plays in the second half of the season as opposed to the first. While this guy is a smaller safety at 6 foot 195, he doesn't play like it. He is someone you don't want to be hit by because he's so strong, and he's also not afraid to line up in the box and get involved in run plays. This combo of speed and the fact he hits ball carriers so hard will make him a key special teams contributor, which, while maybe overlooked, is something very important for day 3 picks. Another underrated thing about Shilo is that he's a leader in this Colorado locker room and on the field. He's someone his teammates always rely on because of his high football IQ. He shows a good understanding of zone coverage and is able to read the offense and adjust mid-play. This understanding of zone coverage and hard-hitting ability allows him to play both safety positions on the field. He's also shown that he's scheme versatile, playing in multiple different schemes in colleges, which is something you'd hope for someone who's been in college for 6 years and been on 3 different teams. These 6 years have made him confident in his ability, and he went as far as comparing himself to Trump when addressing his critics, saying they paint him in the bad picture, they do that to everybody, even our president. That doesn't have much to do with this scouting report, but it's true. My main concern with Shilo is, funnily enough, the main concern people had with Biden. He's an old man. He spent 6 years in college, so he's going to be a 24-year-old rookie, but for a late round pick you keep for his rookie contract as a rotational safety and a special teamer, that's not the worst thing in the world. If he shows his age, or his other big concern, his past of injury, by the end of his rookie contract, you just don't re-sign him. Shilo tore his ACL in college, which might make him not worth drafting in the eyes of some, but he's played almost every snap and gotten so many tackles for Colorado during the past 2 years and hasn't gotten a single major injury, so I think the ACL tear was more of a fluke. To sum it up, Shilo is a smart, hard-hitting safety who can read zone coverage well, predict what a QB is going to do because of his high football IQ, and play both safety positions, but is held back as a draft prospect because of his age and history of injury, along with his slow start to the 2024 season. Look, I'm not telling you Shilo's a day 1 or even day 2 pick, but I feel like because Deion is his dad, people think he's not a legit NFL project and he's just some random bum when I couldn't disagree more. To get into his player comp, I would say Shilo is most like Jordan Whitehead. Obviously, if his career went as well as Whitehead's, we'd be ecstatic, because Whitehead has had a 7-year career and has been contributing on both defense and special teams consistently. Like Whitehead, Shilo will most likely be a day 3 pick, and they both play very similarly, being smaller safeties who aren't afraid to get involved in the run game and take a guy's head off. Lots of teams wish they had a guy like Whitehead, not for his elite talent, but because he does a lot of things well and consistently finds a way to contribute to his team. For team fits, the team most linked to Shilo is my Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, Mike Tomlin likes his special team contributors, and while Minka and Deshaun Elliott are both obviously great players, a mature safety behind them outside of Beanie Bishop would be really helpful. Tomlin also loves his special team contributors and willing tacklers, which is a profile that fits Shilo to a T. Thanks for watching. Sorry if my voice sounds a little funny. I am a bit sick right now. And if there's any prospect you would like me to cover next, comment, like, and subscribe.